Hi everyone, it's Rachel here with Lilo. Welcome back to my channel. Today I really wanted to do a chill sort of sit down chatty video with you all, and I'm going to be sharing with you all of the favorite American Girl dolls that I have in my collection. While I am extremely grateful and love all 30+ dolls that I have in my collection, I do have some favorites, and so I'm going to be sharing that list with you all. These are the dolls that have some sort of detailed backstories to them and how I got them, and just dolls that really mean a lot to me. And so yeah, without further ado, let's just jump right on into the video. It feels pretty wrong to not start this video off with my first ever American Girl doll. So this is my Just Like You number 23. Her name is Nikki, and I got her when I was 9 years old back in 2009. I have a whole more detailed backstory on her in my childhood American Girl dolls video, so go check that out if you're a bit more interested into her story. But she was the first American Girl doll that I ever got. I got to pick her out at the American Girl store in Atlanta, and she was like my best friend when I was growing up. You know how we all have those little dolly best friends when we were kids? She is the doll that I would take with me everywhere. She would go camping with me. I brought her to the aquarium, and she would just follow me like everywhere, or I guess I shouldn't say follow. I would take her with me everywhere, and I have a whole lot of childhood memories attached to her, and she means the absolute world to me. Out of all the dolls in my collection, even for my comfort dolls, she is definitely my all-time favorite. Next, we have the doll that I'm sure everyone who follows me on Instagram knows, and this is Aspen. She is a custom Isabel Palmer doll, and she is my comfort doll. This doll means the absolute world to me, and I don't know why. There's just something about her. I don't know if it's because she reminded me of my favorite comfort character, Rapunzel, or what it is, but I'm just so attached to this doll. I have brought her so far to 3 different countries, and she's going to Europe with me this summer, and so she's also my permanent travel buddy. She has an Instagram dedicated to all of her travels and to just being my comfort doll. She is also, I know, kind of looking like a hot mess right now. I haven't been feeling great these past few weeks, and as you can tell, she has been my comfort buddy, and so I absolutely love Aspen. She's a doll that goes through all like my experiments. Like when I want to wig swap a doll or try on a wig, she's the first one that gets to try it. I wanted to do some piercings on my dolls. She was the first victim, and so Aspen definitely means the absolute world to me. She's traveling with me to Nashville next week, and I'm so beyond excited. We're gonna go to the American Girl store together. She's been to American Girl Orlando with me so far, and I can't wait to bring her to more American Girl stores in the future. And so yeah, I absolutely love and adore Aspen. Next all we have is Joss Kendrick, who I guess is kind of sort of a custom Joss. She's wearing Leah's wig at the moment because Aspen stole hers, but this is Joss, and she was actually my comfort doll before I got Aspen, and so she still really means a lot to me. Part of me feels like I kind of put her through a Jessie from Toy Story 2 moment. When she loved me, where she kind of got demoted from being my favorite comfort doll, but she still is very comforting to me, and I still do love her a whole lot, and so she does still mean a lot to me, simply because again, she was my comfort doll, and I used to bring her everywhere. She was a doll that I was actually going to travel with before I got Aspen, but then I kind of realized that like, so scared of losing Joss, and I know Joss is kind of more difficult doll to try and replace, and so she got replaced by Aspen, and then Aspen became my comfort doll, and so yeah. Part of me still feels really bad, but Joss is still a favorite of mine. She was also the first doll that I ever treated myself to. It was during the pandemic, and I was working almost every single day for like 2 to 3 weeks straight, and so I'm like, I want to treat myself to a doll, and I did, and I got Joss, so she also means a lot to me in that sense as well. Next, we have the most recent doll that's been added to my collection, and this is Florence. She is a Truly Me number 80, and my best friend has recently moved across the country, and my birthday was back in April, and it's the first birthday we've ever sort of spent apart. I went and visited her back in January close to her birthday, so we kind of sort of got to celebrate it together. There's kind of a whole sort of backstory leading up to what prompted her to send me this doll. However, she's ended up sending me this Amazon care package for my birthday, and inside was Florence, and I am so beyond happy to have her. She was actually one of the dolls that was on my wish list, and I never even told her my doll wish list, so the fact that I had her is kind of a funny coincidence. But she's also the first friend that I've ever told about this little doll hobby of mine, mainly just my Instagram. And to have a friend that is so supportive of this hobby that might seem strange to other people means the absolute world to me. So Florence will forever have a special place in my heart. Next we have cheerleader number 37, and this is Nicole. And Nicole was the doll that I always wanted as a kid, but for some reason would never get the chance to buy. For some really weird reason, part of me is glad that I never got her until I was an adult, because if you watched my childhood American Girl doll video, you would know my track record for taking care of doll hair as a child was not a good one. It was not good at all. But basically Nicole was supposed to be my first ever American Girl doll when I went to the American Girl store in Atlanta. However, she was sold out when I went, and then kind of over time when I was growing up, I'd always get the chance to pick out dolls for either Christmas or my birthday. And since other people were buying them for me, I kind of let them have input as to which doll that I got, and Nicole kind of always got pushed to the side. And so I never ended up getting her as a kid. Instead, I got Kit, Julie, and Sage. But now I have Nicole as an adult, and again, I'm very glad that I have her as an adult, because I would have probably destroyed her as a child. So she definitely means a lot to me, and is now one of the dolls that I keep on display in my room to try and keep her in pristine condition. Next we have Mia St. Clair, Girl of the Year of 2008, and I discovered American Girl dolls back in 2009, and when I was getting into American Girl, Mia was definitely the doll that stood out to me the most and the doll that I really wanted. However, I didn't know at the time that the Girl of the Year dolls retired during their year. Of course now they don't, they kind of drag them on for another year or two, but unfortunately Mia was retired back in 2008 and I was very sad. However, I was always looking for her on eBay when I was a kid, and my parents never really trusted that website, so I never got her. But now as an adult, I am allowed to buy dolls secondhand because I have my own money, and so Mia was definitely the doll that I wanted to sort of hunt down when I got back into collecting dolls, and I finally managed to find her on Facebook Marketplace. And I remember when I got her, I was in like absolute shock that I finally had her, because she was my like holy grail doll of like all holy grail dolls. She was at the top of my dream doll wish list, and so to finally have her means the absolute world to me, and is another doll that I'm very happy that I waited until I was an adult to finally collect, because again, I definitely would have destroyed her hair as a child, and her wig probably would have been very difficult to replace. Again, I'm very happy to have her as part of my adult American Girl doll collection. It is a doll that will probably stay with me for forever. Then we have Ardan Jones, who is a truly me number 44, and she is the doll that started off my adult doll collecting journey. I got back into American Girl dolls back in 2019, and so for my 19th birthday, I had to think there for a second. For my 19th birthday, my mom very kindly drove me to one of the American Girl stores in Toronto, and I got to pick her out, and I was so beyond happy. I was kind of going back and forth of whether or not I really wanted to stick to this whole doll collecting thing again, and was kind of just photographing my old childhood American Girl dolls for Instagram. But then I finally decided, you know what? I have my own adult money now. I'm gonna treat myself, and so I bought myself Ardan, and she means the absolute world to me now, because she's what started off this whole new collection of dolls that I have, and I'm very grateful for her, and so I'm very happy to have her in my collection. Next we have my cheerleader number 64, and this is Suzumi. And the morning that Suzumi arrived in the mail, I ended up breaking two of my toes, and it was the first time I ever broken a bone, and I was absolutely miserable. I was in so much pain. I was crying, and then I guess the universe was like, dang, this girl is having a really bad day. Here you go, here's your doll that you ordered. She's showing up early. And so I ended up getting Suzumi, and I honestly, she made my day a whole lot better. It kind of made me forget about the fact that I had two broken toes, and she was a really great distraction. And so I'm very grateful for Suzumi, and I think she has kind of like a more bittersweet backstory to her, but still kind of sweet backstory overall. And so she kind of means a lot to me just for that whole event that happened. Then we have Caroline Abba, and she was a doll that I also wanted very badly when I was growing up. I feel like there's kind of like a pattern here of dolls that I really wanted as a kid being like my most favorite as an adult. But again, she was a doll that I really wanted. I absolutely love and adored Caroline's stories, and I think she was the first historical character that I ever like fully read her stories through. At least her first two books. I definitely didn't have any of the other ones growing up, but I would read her stories over and over and over again, the ones that I did have. And so she definitely became a favorite of mine, and is one that I really wish American Girl would bring back. I hear that they're hinting of bringing back some of the old retired American Girl dolls. We've kind of seen it already with Kirsten, and so if they do decide to bring her back, I would definitely get a whole lot of things from her collection. Although I sadly don't think that they will. It would be great if they did. But she was the first doll that I ever like kind of hunted down on the internet and was able to find secondhand, and so she also means a lot to me in that sense as well. And lastly, we have the doll that started off my entire American Girl doll social media journey, and that is Alice. She's in My American Girl number 27. I got her when I was 11 years old, and she was one of my favorite dolls back then, and was the first doll that I ever really reconnected with as an adult back in 2019 when I started this whole sort of photography journey. And so, as you can tell, she is the doll that I named my whole account after, Alice in Dollland, and I was mainly going to feature her on my Instagram. Like, it was going to be an Instagram just dedicated to taking pictures of Alice and things like that, but that ended up changing. I decided to feature my entire collection, but she still means a lot to me because she is what inspired me to start my whole recollecting journey and also my journey through my Instagram and YouTube. So yeah, so that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoy kind of the more chill, sit down, chatty kind of style. These are my favorite kind of videos to film and also watch as well. So if you have any other topics you'd like us to kind of chat about in future videos, be sure to leave some suggestions down below. If you did enjoy today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and also feel free to subscribe if you haven't already and turn on the notification bell so you know when I post my next video. My current posting schedule, I was trying to post once a week, but now I'm trying to post just as much as I can because my life is getting kind of busy at the moment, and so be sure to turn that notification bell on so you know when I post my next video. I love you all so much, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!